All right, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shema, Shaba, Shimmer, Kakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word of sincerity and the truth. It's Brother Barzal from Great Millstone, Atlanta, and I just want to do this lesson on knowing your place in the body. This is extremely important, for us brothers in the faith, as brothers in camps, especially younger brothers coming into to the body of Great Millstone and the body of these different camps, and to know your place, know where you function at in the body, whether you're a greater brother, whether you take the lion's portion, which for the most part, already know through the spirit, head brothers, they take that role, or whether you're a lesser brother, and in most cases, most brothers, that come in the truth, they would be somewhat lesser until they grow and elevate to the point where they can take on more things. And just because you're lesser does not mean you're insignificant. That's the importance, because some men will come into camp and they have a hands in their pocket mentality. Not all men, of course, but some men that just don't know their role, and they kind of, have a level of, they have a wandering mind when it comes to what should they do, how should they, how should they deal amongst the brotherhood, and you have a role. You have to, find your place in the body at the end of the day. Now, of course, you have head brothers that tell you and dictate to a certain degree what you have to do to work in the faith, and in this ministry, you deal in such, because really when you first come in, you want to be a low sheep. You just mainly want to read, study, gain more understanding, learn the patterns and the movements of brethren around you to know how you fit in, and that's on your downtime, and even when you're at camp, to hold signs, make sure that you're active. If you're not reading it or teaching it, most times if you're a brother that's first coming in, you're not going to read and teach. Make sure you're holding signs or figuring out what you could do to always stay up beat and uptick, because through idleness, that's where you start to veer off and you venture from the faith, and I have this image right here where it shows the different faculties of the human body and the different systems. You have the integumentary system. I'm pretty sure I butchered that, but you have the skeletal, you have the muscular, the nervous, the endocrine, and the cardiovascular. And I pulled this picture up because it's extremely important, and shows you the different parts of the body and how, they're all significant. You need each and every system in order for a body, which the word body goes back to the word bodig, which means house. You need each and every system in order for the body to work and function properly. And even within these different systems, you still have majors, you still have minors, just like in the muscle system, you have major muscles, and you have minor muscles, and if some of your minor muscles is damaged, you can, it's damn near impossible to use your major muscles. Likewise, if major muscles or your nervous system or your skeletal system, any parts of your body starts to break or dysfunction, then that can shut down the whole body, or it will make it where the body doesn't function as well as it ought to. So brothers in the faith, you have to know where you stand in the body, and you have to be the best you that you can be within the body. Just like if you have a body, you want strong muscles. You don't want to just have muscles that's all dilapidated and weak. The stronger the muscles, the more workload you could carry. All right, the more endurance, the more stamina that you can have. You see what I'm saying? All these things are pivotal pieces when it comes to the body of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And the scriptures is going to go into the administrations, and it shows you how everybody has a specific piece and a specific role within this truth. So this is 1 Corinthians 12:4. It says, now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are differences of ministrations, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same power which worketh all in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. Right. So even in the faith, we're diverse brothers, so to speak. All brothers don't watch the same thing. All brothers don't like the same music. All brothers don't teach the same. All brothers don't have the same level of understanding. All brothers don't have the same level of faith. All brothers don't have the same level of humility. But when you're in the body, one thing that you can do to always grow is gauge the men around you and see their faith levels. See their level of present, being always present and uptick. And like the scripture says, covet the best gifts, because that is a gift. Is as it is written, faith is a gift. So when you see a man that's oozing with faith, in order to build your faith, you have to get more closer to that brother. Pay attention to how he operates and how he moves within the truth, and emulate. Now, of course, you can't fully imitate, because that will make you a mockingbird. But you take the good qualities and the good natures that a man has, and you introduce it to yourself so that you can become a better brother, or a stronger piece to the function of this truth. So it says, but the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. Right. So it's manifest that we know that the knowledge, starting off with the apostles and elders on down, and it's for us to profit. You see, and we can profit. That's why you have to know your ability. You have to be fully aware of who you are in this body. And at the end of the day, you have to tap more into the Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. If you don't know the role that you play within the truth, you have to pray more, man. You definitely have to pray more to be a piece. And like I said, through the Spirit, you have elder brothers and you have teachers and brothers that's in the position of leadership to give you guidance and to show you what role that you play within the function of this truth. Whether you're doing your uploading videos or uploading videos on the main page, whether you're over the certain camp items, whether you're whatever function that you actually have. There's so many diversifications, like here in our camp. Everybody has a specific role, so that there's no idle hands. And if you're a brother that doesn't have a role, like I said, you can still be active. There's still tons of things that you could do to keep your spirit upbeat. Like I said, reading, praying, growing, and as you grow by and by, you're going to see what role that you play and max out in it. But it says, for to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom. Yeah, because some brothers can expound on a diversification of things and subject topics that all men can't. That's the spirit of wisdom. And really, wisdom is the application also. Because one brother may know how to apply more than another brother, but another brother might know more than another brother. That's why it says to another the word of knowledge, because you have some brothers that have that word of knowledge, and they have a versatility to the understanding of this word by the same Spirit. And it all comes through Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, by Shem Kakodash. To another, the faith. Yeah, and the belief, you can't copy that. You can't mimic that. Like when Yahweh Shah asked the different men, who do you believe I am? It was all according to their faith level. He was really gauging their spirit. And you see, Peter, he had a high amount of faith. That's why he was the head of the church. He may not have knew as much as all the other disciples or things of that nature. Maybe he did. I'm just saying for an example. But his level of faith was extremely important for him to carry a big portion of the ministry. You see? That's why even Peter, James, and John, they were known as the pillars in the faith. All right, it says by the Spirit, to another the gifts of healing by the same Spirit. Yeah, and you have certain brothers that play a role with the spirit of healing, knowing herbs, knowing how to take care of the body, putting out like we have a health chat. Not to go into too much information of what we have, but that's one thing that we do stay on top of is speaking and communicating about health and things that better our bodies, so that we can actually have more longevity within this faith, and our bodies are working properly. You know, and like I said, you might not be a brother that is great in everything, but what you're good in is still an asset to the brotherhood. So it says, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy. You see, and you got some brothers that's heavy in that prophecy, man. You know, he might not have the gift of healing. He might not have the gift of the word of knowledge. And really, you have some brothers that have multiple gifts. You see, because what they cultivated and they coveted, like the scripture says, the best gifts, and in turn they developed those qualities of being a brother of faith, a brother of knowledge, wisdom. You see, a brother of prophecy and miracles. It says, to another the discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, which you have brothers that speak multiple languages. All brothers don't have that diversity of tongue, but that's a gift too, because you can bring men from different folds and different different languages and different ethnic, I wouldn't say ethnic backgrounds, but different races as people know it today. Whether it's Mexicans or Latin speaking tribes or the Haitian speaking brothers. That's a quality in itself. So it says, to another the interpretation of tongues, and some brothers know how to interpret the tongues. But all these work of that one and the self same Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will. For as the body is one and hath many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Yahweh Shai. Right. So every brother has a function, and like I said, some brothers might have a greater portion, but at the end of the day, it all works out for the betterment of this ministry. Because at the end of the day, it's not for us to be worshipped or praised for our gifts and qualities. It's all to bring in the flock of Yahweh Shema Shai. That's the story of the talents. All right. And it also goes into the virgins, the virgins that woke up and they had the oil. The oil represents this word also. So it says, for by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jew or Gentile, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? Right. And you have lesser portions, and the ear and the eye are extremely important. The foot, the hand, the fingernails, every little thing on your, go without your fingernails, go without your eyes, go without your ears. See how good your body is going to function. You're going to be depressed because you're going to see that those parts of your body are extremely pivotal for whether your senses, whether just your whole makeup. So, and it's the same thing with the body of Yahweh Shema Shai. So even brothers, you shouldn't even look at yourself as being less than or being insignificant. The role that you play is a big pivotal role, and you have to max out in it. If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? Yeah, and every brother can't be the same thing too. Every brother can't be the eyes. Every brother can't be the hearing. Every brother can't be the smelling, But you need all of these for the body to be, like it says, the whole body. But now hath the Most High set the members, every one of them in the body as it hath pleased him. And if they were all one member, where were the body? But now are they many members, yet but one body. And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of thee. Nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. Yes, so the feeble portions of the body are extremely necessary for this truth. And those members of the body which were think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our comely parts have more abundant comeliness. But for our comely parts have no need, but the Most High have tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which is lacked. Right. So, at the end of the day, like I said, you in the function of this truth, don't look at yourself as less than. see where you fit in, see where you're placed in the body, and be the best piece of the body as you could possibly be. And pray that the Most High can give you more gifts, give you more qualities, so that you can always, like the scripture says, abound. And it says, if these things abound in you, it make you say, so you shall never be barren nor unfaithful in the knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai. And this is just something I had. It's still a little bit more, where it just still goes into the different functions of the body and how we're all extremely important. Starting off with the apostles and like I said, the prophets, the miracles, the healings, governments, tongues. But it says at the end of the day, in the 31st verse, to cover the best gifts, which it really are all, and really the first is the prophesy. Prophesying is really the is extremely important gift, so you pray that you could be the best brother that you could be, and hopefully brothers edify them, anybody giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shema, Shabbat, Shem, Kakodash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.